You remind me of the Babe. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hood healer. It's your favorite hood high priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. It's your favorite auntie, captain, goddess, king. LadySpeech in the place to be, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world, and you're also choosing to share a little bit of time and a little bit of space with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you are feeling any of this, and if you are feeling any of me, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with all of my shenanigans and happenings and goings-ons and things. Now, let's get into today's video. Let's get into today's tarot review. Shall we? All right, everybody, I am back with another review, and I am so excited for this one, darling. I am so excited for this one. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe? The Babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Voodoo, you do? Remind me of the Babe. I'm an 80s baby, 90s child, and this right here, this review means the world to me. Today, you can tell by the title, today we are reviewing the Labyrinth Tarot. That's right, baby. If you are a fan of the 80s movie, The Labyrinth, then this tarot is for you. If you are witchy and a fan of the 80s movie, The Labyrinth, this tarot is for you. Let me tell you something. As soon as I saw this on the wish list, I put it on the wish list. I had no idea this existed. I put this on my wish list months before it was even released. Do you understand me? I didn't even care if these were good cards. I didn't even care if these were bad cards. I just wanted them. This movie, the Labyrinth movie, featuring David Bowie, which, let me go ahead and acknowledge the fact that David Bowie was a genius and amazing and awesome, and he was also not a good person who did some very bad things. Duality. 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 This movement, not this movement, this movie, before I knew how problematic he was, before I knew all of the crazy things, before I knew about the complexities of humanity, this movie did so much for me, to heal me, to inspire me. It just did so much, and to this day, it's one of my favorites. When I saw this tarot, I knew I had to have it. Whether or not I used it, whether or not it was good, I had to have it. So today, we're gonna review it for you. This was on my wish list for months. Then I finally purchased it. When I finally purchased it, I discovered that it wasn't even created. So this was on Amazon before I even knew, before it was even finished. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I purchased it, and then I waited, and I finally got it. So, let's get into this review. So first and foremost, you guys already know I'm biased. It's the Labyrinth theme. I'm gonna love it. I don't care, I'm gonna love it. I don't care, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be honest, I did unwrap the box, but I did not look deeply into it. I did take the cards out, but I only pulled one card. I didn't even get in depth. So this is gonna be a very honest, like, first time review for the most part, like 80% of the fact, first time review. But let's get into the packaging. So first and foremost, it came like this, and it came wrapped in cellophane, so nothing too fancy. The box itself is amazing. I love the images. I love the images. It looks like some kind of hand-painted oil figurine type painting. I love it. Of course, this is the Goblin King. Of course, this is the main character. I love it. This is a sturdy box. You guys already know I love a sturdy box. So if you buy these cards, I'm someone who does purchase like tarot covers or tarot pouches so I can put my tarot decks into those pouches, but I like to do that at the last minute. If the boxes that the tarot come in are quality, I like to keep them in the boxes as long as possible. And this right here is a good box. If you take care of it, it will last you for a very long time. So let's open this box. Pretty standard size as far as a tarot box goes, and pretty standard in regards to how it's opened. Some boxes have some things or incantations or artwork in the inside of it. This one does not. So this is the top of the box. Very sturdy. The cardboard that they use, they did not spare any expense. Again, a good quality box. Now, when we open it, on top we've got the guidebook itself, and then we've got this little cloth, I don't know what we're gonna call this, but it helps you take the box, it helps you take the cards out of the box. I appreciate that. Let's get into this book. So first and foremost, the first thing that you encounter when you get into this box is the book. I am loving the book. So if you are familiar with the Labyrinth, the movie, this imagery takes so much from that, and I love the details. I'm loving the details first and foremost. So the box makes me feel like I'm about to enter into an adventure. I'm about to cross over into the other side. I appreciate the thickness of the box. This is a good book, not the box, but a book. I appreciate the thickness of the book. This is a good book. Now, you guys know if you've been watching tarot reviews from me, oracle deck reviews from me, I love a good guide book. So in regards to the structure of the book, I love it. In regards to the outside of the book, I love it. So this is the front of the book. You are entering into the labyrinth, and this is the back of the book, which is one of the door knockers. So if you are familiar with this story, if you are familiar with this movie, you will understand how important this imagery is. This is one of the door knockers that the main character uses to proceed into the labyrinth. So I like this detailing. We're gonna open up the book first and foremost. I did not open up the book, so you're getting my first reaction. This is the first page that I have opened it up to. So first and foremost, I'm loving, this is Hoggle. I am loving the imagery. I am loving the colors. I am loving the font. I am loving this book. I'm loving the construction of the book. This is a good quality, well-made book. The colors are amazing. The artwork is amazing. This is easy to read. I currently have my contacts in, and I'm also nearsighted. So, as a nearsighted person, this is actually good font to read. It's not too ridiculous. It's not, I don't have to do any of that. So I'm appreciating the font. I'm appreciating the colors, excuse me, not the covers, but the colors. It's got a, what do you call that? It's an S word, what is this? I forget, but a sepia. It's got a sepia tone to the whole book. The pages are definitely white, but they're not like stark white. They've got this sepia, marble-esque, pattern all over the pages, so it makes it really good. Oh my God. This is one of my favorite characters in the Labyrinth. I love it. Oh my God, I'm loving it. I'm loving this. Okay, so it looks like for the most part, it follows the traditional tarot. We've got the magician, of course. You know who the magician is. Jareth. You know who the magician is. All right, so we've got, it looks like it follows traditional tarot, and then it has its own little space or its own little definitions. In regards to the major arcana, it follows traditional tarot, but the minor arcana, it does its own thing. So as we can see here, we have the page of poles. Let me actually go up to the beginning of the book and let's see what the breakdown is. All right, so this is broken up like a traditional tarot. So we've got the major arcana, We've got the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Dancers, that's new, the Chariot, the Strength, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hangman, the Fate, Temperance, the Demon, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. We have the Minor Arcana, and this is broken up into 4 suits: the Suit of Poles, the Suit of Junk, the Suit of Feathers, and the Suit of Pots. All right. In the ending of this book, there is instructions for caring for your deck. There is instructions for preparing to read the tarot. There are instructions for things aren't always what they seem. There are instructions for the door knocker's conundrum, and about the author, and about the illustrator. So in regard to the book, I am loving this book. I like the new breakdown. I like the fact that it is the Suit of Poles, Junk, Feathers, and Pots. If you are a fan of this story, if you are a fan of this new movie, then this breakdown is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, let's get into the cards themselves. All right, y'all, just took the cards out of the box, and I wanted to show you the bottom of the box. So here's the back of the box as you see it, as you receive it. This is what the back looks like, pretty basic. And this is the inside of the box. So some tarot, they might do a little message here or on the side, some they don't. I do appreciate the red and white. If you are a fan of the movie, you know that this is the colors of the baby's pajamas. Little details. I'm loving the little details on this deck. I'm loving the little details on this deck. So let us take a look at the back of the deck. So I've got a few of the cards. This is not all of the deck, but this is what the back of the deck looks like. I like this matte mutedness. It's vibrant. These cards are actually vibrant and colorful, but they've got this matte feel to them. I really like the back of this. This looks like the doors. This looks like when you go into the Goblin City. This is the construction that you're familiar with in the Goblin City. So I really like the back of these cards. And again, they're vibrant and they simultaneously happen to maintain this like matte effect. Let's go to the construction of the cards. Now, these aren't the thickest cards. This is a good cardstock that they used. This is thick. It's pretty good. It's pretty thick. It's not super flimsy, but also this is not the thickest of the cards that I have used. I can already tell that I will be using these cards, but these are cards that I'm not going to let other people handle, simply because they are a little bit thinner. Also, I'm heavy-handed as a person in general, and I'm heavy-handed with everything, including my cards. So this is a deck that I'm going to have to be extra careful with because it's a little bit on the thinner side for me. My critique already is I wish they used a little bit thicker of a cardstock. This is a standard card size, so this is standard tarot. I own a lot of tarot, and some of my tarot is a regular shape. Some of them are bigger than the average size. I have pretty small hands. I have pretty short, stubby, small hands. I stand at 5 foot. I'm a short person. And so these cards are pretty standard and they're easy for me to use. I like them. So again, this is the back of the card, the design. It looks like wood. I love it. And this is the front of the card. We have the Page of Feathers. So I like the deep reds. This card, this deck makes use of a lot of reds, a lot of blues, a lot of greens, a lot of the primary colors. I really appreciate it. I can tell you right now that the camera is not catching the depth of the card. On camera, this looks really red, but in person, this has a lot of greens to it. It has a lot of beiges to it. There is more depth to these cards in regards to color than you can see from the video, and this is simply because technology or whatever, but I appreciate these cards. What I like about these cards is that it features characters from the movie. So, and it features a lot of the main characters, but also you can get to know the movie, you can get to know the story with these cards. It features a lot of the details that you don't get to see. It features a lot of the details that you don't get to look at. So, in regards to Of course, this has to be the suit of pots. So we're looking at individual pots. And if you take a look at the movie, you will see these things littered throughout, you know, throughout the scenes. Let's see what else we can look up here. And I want to show you a couple of images. I'm trying to show you more images of the cards. I don't do that as much, so this is the dancers. I believe this might be this is part of the major arcana, and this is the dancers. This references one of the scenes in the movie where there is a dance party and she is flitting around. The main character is kind of flitting around trying to find her way to the dance party. So this references one of the scenes with the dancers. Again, my camera is not picking up the depth of colors. This looks really red, it looks really sepia, and this is because of the overall colors used in the deck, but this deck is a lot more colorful than it looks on screen, okay? So I can tell you that. This is the dancers. I'm already appreciating the details. As someone who actually loves this movie, I am picking up so many aspects of the details, and I can tell you that I am probably gonna just marvel over these cards for a long time before I use them. It might be a while before you see these cards online, before I'm using them in public readings or even in private readings. This deck just gives me so much joy. I love this movie. I love this movie. I love this movie. This is one of my childhood favorites. So this deck is just, it's hitting all parts. It's hitting all parts. It's hitting all parts, okay? One of my favorite characters, Cerdidomus and Ambrosia. Oh my God, yes, Cerdidomus and Ambrosia. Come on, focus. Come on, focus. Give me something. There we go. There we go. Part of the major arcana, which is exactly how it should be. Cerdidomus is the chariot card with Ambrosia. I'm telling you, I'm a little bit pissed that I don't have one. I wish my camera was better for this because these cards are beautiful. They remind me of oil paintings. Oh, they're so good. Yeah, these cards are good. 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 I'm loving them. I am absolutely positively loving them. I'm loving them. I'm loving them. If you are a fan of the movie, you know who this guy is. You know when she meets this guy, you know that he is a crossroads character. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is how they work the Wheel of Fortune. So do you remember when she first got there and she used her lipstick to write the directions on the pebbles? And then they were changing the directions? The Wheel of Fortune references that. They did this brilliantly. I'm telling you right now, this is a brilliant deck. 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 I am loving this. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So first and foremost, shout out to Jim Henson. 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 R.I.P. Rest in power. Rest in peace. You were instrumental and integral to so much of my imagination when I was younger. I am an 80s baby, a 90s kid. Hold on for a sec. Hold on for a second. Let me get that. And we're back, and with all that being said, I love this deck. 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 It hits so many points within me. First off, nostalgia. If you love this movie, you're gonna love this deck. If you love this movie, you're gonna love this deck. If you love this movie, if you love the Labyrinth, you are going to love this deck. Do you hear me? The artwork mimics the artwork of the movie. It's not overly done. It is a beautiful throwback, and I believe this is a great honor to Jim Henson. I want to say shout out to the creator, or the words by Minerva Siegel, and I apologize if I have butchered your name, but shout out to Minerva Siegel for getting the inspiration to collaborate, to conceive this book, to conceive this deck. I love it. I love the artwork back and front. I think this deck is really, really, really beautiful. It pays attention to so many details. There's so many parts of this movie that I absolutely love, and it gives homage. I believe this is a beautiful homage to it, as well as from a witchy magic perspective, it does fit the criteria for divination. I believe that this is a book that I can enjoy, or this is a deck, excuse me, a book and a deck, because it has a guidebook. This is a book and a guide deck and a deck and a guidebook, excuse me, that I can enjoy, that I can actually use and, like, you know, produce magic with. But also, if I never used this deck, it is a great piece. If you have someone who is a collector, in regards to Labyrinth, the movie, this is a great addition and a gift for them. If you have someone who isn't magic, but they love the movie, I think this is still a good gift for them. If you have someone who likes different tarot, this is a good gift for them. I love this. I love this. I love this. Really, my biggest complaints are I wish the deck was a bit thicker in regards to the card stock they use to produce it. Other than that, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. You're gonna see it. I'm definitely gonna use this book in regards to my weekly general readings. You're not gonna see it for a while though, because I have a feeling I'm just gonna sit with this for a while. This deck makes my inner child so happy. This deck makes my inner magic person so happy. This deck makes my 80s baby so happy. This deck makes me so happy. I love it. 10 out of 10. LadySpeech would recommend. And that's that on the Labyrinth, and that's that on tarot. Thank you for tuning in to this video. Oh my God, this video made my heart sing. This made my inner child and my adult magician rejoice. I'm in love with this deck, as you can tell. Go ahead and get it. I purchased this deck off of Amazon. I'm sure, excuse me, something was in my throat. I'm sure that you can purchase this deck from your local apothecaries, from your local botanicas at some point soon. And if this is available on Amazon, I know that your local apothecary, the apothecaries and magic stores and botanicas can get their hands on this. So again, this is the Labyrinth, Jim Henson's The Labyrinth Tarot Deck and Guidebook. Words by Minerva Siegel. Let me try to get a focus on here. All right, words by Minerva Siegel. This is the Labyrinth Tarot. Pick it up. I would highly suggest it. If you've got someone in your life who is an 80s baby who loves the Labyrinth, they'll like this deck. If you've got someone who's magic and love the Labyrinth, they'll like this deck. If you like someone, if you have someone who is into, or if you are someone who is into unique decks, this is a good deck. So I would highly suggest you pick it up. 10 out of 10. LadySpeech would recommend. I am definitely going to be using this deck in regards to divination, so you will see it. Not anytime soon, more than likely, because I'm just going to luxuriate and bask in the deck for a while. But you will see it at some point soon in some of my regular readings that I do for all of you. And on that note, this review has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure on, like, many different levels, and at a level that a few tarot decks are able to give me. This hits my childhood, and I'm so appreciative of it. And on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't wanna take up all of your time. I just wanna take up a little bit of your time. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you are feeling any of this, if you are feeling any of me, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that what? Subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with all of these shenanigans and happenings and all that good stuff. Just in case no one has told you today, thank you for surviving. All you have survived. And on that note, I will see you in the next video or review. Peace.